Hello and welcome, my lovely Capricorns. Welcome to Sitaara Tarot. I'm an intuitive tarot card reader, and this reading is for you for January 2021. It is a general reading, so unfortunately it's not going to resonate with everyone. So just take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. So we have 3 columns here, and we're going to be looking at love and relationships, money and finance, and career and projects. I'm using 6 different decks, and I'll be putting the decks below in the description section. So we'll begin. So looking at your love and relationships here, you're starting off with the 5 of clubs, and the 5 of clubs is the 5 of wands. So there's some conflict, some bickering, arguing, and some conflict happening in your love or your relationships in January 2021. And I really feel that there's a message coming through that the way to work with this conflict is to, I'm actually going to pull in the message from universe. So there's a final card on each column, message from universe, and which is out of camera shot. So I'm just going to bring that in now, just so it makes sense to what I'm going to say. So the card that you got, look at this card, it's so beautiful. So this is the message from universe for your love and relationships, and it's answers within. And this really reminds me of the Hermit in the major arcana. So see how this little girl is holding her candle, and that's what's guiding her on her journey. So it's really about going within. So I'm just going to place that there. I'm just going to, the reason I brought that in now is because I feel that there's this message from universe is giving you the answers, universe. And with universe is the external sort of spirit world and your internal inner knowing. They're connected, and you have that relationship. So when you do go within, that's when you connect with spirit and whatever spirit means to you. So the message from universe for your love and relationship is about encouraging you to go within. So instead of when you have a conflict here and the 5 of wands, instead of arguing that externally with other people, it's about finding your answers from your own wisdom, going within. So you don't actually have that need to debate it with someone else. You actually go within and you find your own answers. So I think that's a really gorgeous message to come through for your love and relationships. And then we go into the Star card. And the Star card, I'm just going to move this back out of the way now I've explained that. The Star card is a wonderful card, and it's a major arcana. So with the major arcanas in the tarot, they really travel and vibrate on a higher octave. So they give a significant meaning to the reading. And you have 2 major arcanas. You have the Star card here, and you also have the High Priestess. So these energies are going to be very significant in your reading. So with the Star card comes in its journey after the Tower. So after things have been brought down and things no longer serving you have been sort of brought to the knee, so to speak. So she's on one knee here. So this is really a card of new hope and new beginning. And I do feel this is connected to the message from universe, encouraging you to be the hermit, to go within, to find your own answers. That's going to bring harmony to your relationships, to your love life, or to your relationships, wherever that fits for you in this reading. So if this resonates with you, it's a beautiful card, beautiful energy that you're stepping into January 2021. That ability to start afresh and to have new hope in the future, and sort of moving away from the conflict. Because the conflict, you can find the answers within yourself, which allows you to move into this star energy. So it's a beautiful energy. And then the other card that's supporting this is the King of Rods. And the King of Rods is the King of Wands. So I really feel this comes back to this conflict. So if you are resonating that there is conflict within your relationships or within your love life, I feel that the what's happening for you in January in 2021, my lovely Capricorns, is that you're stepping into being the King of Wands. So any of the kings in the court cards of the tarot, they really mastered their suit. So their suit, being the wands, is about passion, action. So they're really being able to harness that and control that, and move it in a direction that's really productive and constructive. So it's a really wonderful energy. I feel that in your relationships and in your love life in January, you're really kind of taking ownership and doing that with grace and dignity, doing that with that sort of energy of the hermit, being able to go into your internal world to find your answer, so you can sort of be the king of your own kingdom, so to speak, which allows you to move forward in your relationship. So it's a beautiful energy. I really love that. Okay, so then we're going to be moving on to your money and finance. And I have to say, I might read these two columns together, or I flip from each other, because there is these two, for me, these two columns are definitely connected. So what's happening here in your money and finance? We're going to start with the middle card first of all, because that's the major arcana. So that's really the card that's kind of bringing a lot of significance to the reading. And I really feel that this is your ability to step into your feminine self. And it's really interesting that you've got this card came into your love and relationship reading, which was the going within, and that's the Hermit card for me. And for me, this is the feminine version of the Hermit card. So this is the feminine energy that goes within, but goes within in a different way, goes within through intuition. So in your finance and your money, there's definitely the ability to go within and use your intuition to what direction you need to move in. And the reason I'm saying that is because, see here, you've got the 7 of clubs. This is the 7 of wands, and that's about defending yourself. So feelings probably under attack, not viciously under attack, but just feeling that you need to defend. So needed to defend your financial or money choices, or what's happening in your money life. And you above, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So you have 2 sevens, and the 7 of Pentacles is an earth sign, so representing the earth signs of the zodiac. And it's really about waiting for what you've invested your time, money and energy in, and waiting for that to grow. And if you have a look at this card, it depends on which deck you work with. Some of the decks really, and this is so funny, so sorry, I'm going to be jumping all over the place with this reading, I'm sorry. So see here, you got the 7 of Pentacles. In your career and project, you've got a 7 of Pentacles, and this gives me a really good example of what I was just about to say. So with the 7 of Pentacles in each deck, they look different. And see this man's face here. So this is in your finance and your money. He's a bit uncertain and a bit dubious, and not sure if these pentacles are going to be growing, if they're going to be ready for harvest. So he's not sure. And down here, there's a need to defend yourself. So there's some uncertainty that's happening here with these 2 sevens in your money and finance. And I feel what the energy is calling you to do is to tap into your intuitive self, that inner knowing, that feminine self, to find the answers in relationship to your money and your finance. So, which is a very different approach to money and finance. Normally with money and finance, you'd approach it in a very logical, practical way of, writing down on paper and working out the mathematical sort of equations of your finances. This is a very different energy. So this is about being intuitive to know what decisions you need to make. So that's the energy that I'm really getting from your money and finance. And the supporting card to this really, I feel, supports that. And it's this card here. And it's the Between Worlds. And that's the number 3. So I do feel that, I'm just going to place that here. I feel that you are between these 2 worlds. You're between this world of uncertainty of what you've invested in financially and time and energy and effort, and also this uncertainty of your passion and what you're defending. And you're stepping through the world. But I think the world you're stepping through, this energy of your intuitive self is going to help you step through that world. So I hope that makes sense. I've been saying that through all these readings. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we'll move on to the next column. And I have to say, these are related. There's a theme that's happening here. So the next column is really focusing on career and projects, whatever that means to you. And again, I'm going to read these 3 cards together. So the middle card here is the 7 of Pentacles. So I've already spoken about the 7 of Pentacles, about you've invested and you're waiting for your harvest to grow. This is a very different 7 of Pentacles. So see how he's very upright. He's surveying the landscape. He's looks very confident. I mean, you can't really see his shoulders, but there's a real sense of, I've done the work, I've just got to let them grow. And the pentacles look pretty healthy. They're all surrounding him and they look pretty healthy. So it's a very different energy to this energy here. So in your career and in your projects, there is a sort of an energy around you that you have invested a lot in your career and in your projects, and they are going to come to harvest. However, you have these 2 cards here, and they're again 2 8s. See how you got 2 8s here, and you've got 2 7 here. So I really feel there's a bit of a theme happening here, that you are in this in-between world. So I'll just explain what this 8 is. So this is the 8 of Spades, which is the 8 of Swords. And the 8 of Swords is really about being trapped and not seeing a way out and being trapped in your thoughts. So that's the 8 of Swords. And then with the 8 of Cups, that's about walking away and finding something that's more emotionally fulfilling. This can be a spiritual card as well, as walking away from the 8 Cups that are no longer sort of serving you, and needing to walk away for spiritual fulfillment. So there is this in your career and your project, even though you've done a lot of work and it is coming to fruition, there's definitely a harvest that to be had. There is also a sort of message of, don't get trapped up in your thoughts. Don't feel that you're being trapped. And also there may be a need to walk away emotionally from something. And I'm going to bring in your supporting card. And this supporting card, message from universe. Oh, I can't believe this card came out. It's actually the Vampire. I know that looks a bit brutal, doesn't it? The Vampire there. Okay, so what this, and actually this card reminds me a little bit of the Devil card in the tarot, and the Devil card is actually your card, the Capricorn card. So with this, I'm just going to place it here while I talk about this. So what I feel that this message is from universe to do with your career and your projects, it's really recognize what is draining you. So with the Vampire, it's really the light attributes of the Vampire is recognizing what's draining you. And I really feel that in your career and in your projects, there's something emotionally draining you, and you do have that need to walk away. So that could be a person in your career and projects that's really emotionally draining, and you need to walk away from that. It could be a particular part of the project or particular part of your career that's emotionally draining and need to walk away from that. And even with this 8 of Swords, I feel that this is related to the Vampire as well, is, being caught up in your thoughts, and that's mentally draining, and this is emotionally draining. So recognizing where you're being mentally and emotionally drained in your career and in your projects, and addressing them areas so you can actually have this harvest, because the harvest is definitely there with no question. There's a harvest to be had for you lovely Capricorns, but it's just recognizing where you are being drained mentally and emotionally in your career and projects, and addressing that so you can move on. So I hope you resonate with this reading, and if you do, please press like, please subscribe, and I will see you in February with the other readings. And take care, lots of love.